everybody, I'll let you know what I'm doing. I'm putting at least 10, maybe 12 power supplies in this case. It's that's gonna be a big power supply. Oh yeah, that thing's gonna do a lot. But anyways, the way I'm gonna do it, these power supplies have this hole here that I use for mounting. You see it? Okay. So I put them in the case and I drill the holes and I mount them like that. And then I put a strap across them. They'll never move. They're mint. They're grounded. They're happy. Everybody's happy. You know what I'm saying? So I'll show you what I did to be able to take the case and put all the holes in the right place. I took a piece of this aluminum angle iron. I took all the power supplies, each one, and I put it in place all the way across so you can get the idea, right? Once I got them in place, I actually took some spray paint. There's probably some better ways to do it, but I wanted to do it quickly. And I made 12 holes. If I do a 1,000 amp power supply, what I'll do is I'll put this in the case where it needs to be. I'll screw it down on this side. I'll screw it down on that side, and I'll drill the 10 holes in the center. So once I put them in there, I had them nice and tight. They were supposed to be in place like that. I took a little spray can, sprayed it across the front, let it dry a little bit, took them out. Bada bing, bada boom. This is my template. Okay, we're running them at 16 volts. Should key down. You know, if he's running a 32 pill, it should hardly move. The volts should hardly move. It's gonna be a 220. And she's gonna be a nice one. So we'll get the rest of this going. We'll show you as we go. Okay, so it's time to start loading this thing up. Kind of laying out the way it's gonna be. This is the back of it. This is the front of it. The breaker goes right here. So I wanna make sure I have it set up so that it goes like this, because the way that works is the plugs go in here, like so, and then I wire them from here to the breaker. So I try to line them up actually perfectly from here to the breaker, like that. And all you'll see, it'll be pretty cool. All the wires will be coming out all evenly stretched out, and they should be in real good order, and do it like that. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna find out exactly where I wanna set them. So I'll take my template, and I'll put it right in the middle. We are going to do 10 power supplies. So what I'm doing right now, I want to see how much space I got from here to there, because we have things we got to put in there. So I'm going to go to the second hole, because that's where we're going to do our 10 power supply. Okay, we're going to go to the second hole. And now we can see how much space we have from the front. The first power supply, it says 4.5 inches. And this one here says 4.5 inches. Bada bing. So that's how much space we're gonna have from the back to the first power supply and the front to the first power supply. It's perfect, because I have a lot of wires that are gonna be going in here, okay? On this side, we have the power coming in to run them to 220. They're all gonna be wired. They're all gonna be wired to let's see, which breaker do I got? I think I got a 40 amp breaker. And then, it's really 80 amps because it's per line. But it's a 40 amp breaker, which should be perfect, because if you push it past that, oh boy, you're pushing it. But, and then on the other side, over here, we gotta put all the power wires that come out. And gotta go through the shunt, and then we're gonna have some nylon mounting boards with 3/4 inch brass bolts for the power output, for the positive and negative going out the back. And we'll have our power coming in the back here somewhere, probably right here. If I have hole punches, I have, you know, multi-depth saws and stuff. Well, that might be beautiful, because we're going to use an 1,000 amp. I'm going to use 8 or 10 gauge wire coming in. I mean, if 8 it's overkill, 10 will actually work, but I think I'll do 8 gauge wire coming in for the power cord going to 220. and they'll come in here and it'll go along to here and they'll come back out and you'll see how it goes. But anyways, so the power could come in right here. It's perfect. We can make these 2 holes here for the output, positive and negative, right in this area. And that'll be how far apart they'll be, how many power supplies you'll have from there to there with 1,000 amps. In this case is absolutely perfect size for this. You can do 12. You won't have a lot of room, but you can make this a 1,200 amp power supply. This case is perfect for this stuff. But anyway, so I gotta start lining stuff up and try to get these babies in there. See what I can do. So what I did is I set up the power supplies where I wanted them. I marked the 2 end holes and screwed them in. Now I would take my drill with the correct size bit and I'll drill every single one of these holes and I'll pull it out and I'll screw the power supply down there. And they're all in the perfect space. So then I have that template for whenever I want to do another power supply. I think we're going to make this 1,000 amps. If it changes, I'll let you know along the way. But, you know, got a beat around here. Try to see if I was reflecting, but